Hey everybody, so today's lesson is about combining like terms. We're going to start off with a warm-up like we usually do. If you haven't already done so, please open up this assignment under classwork and pause the video so you can try it out. Go ahead and do that now. All right, now let's go over those. So the first question says, how many circles are there? And there's 12. There's lots of ways you could have done this. You could have done this counting 3 times 4, or 4 times 3. You could have done 3 plus 3 plus 3 plus 3. You could do 4 plus 4 plus 4. You could also do 6 plus 6. Six and 6. You could do 8 plus 4. Or you could do 9 plus 3. So there's lots of ways we can use and lots of strategies we can use to count numbers. We're going to be learning some strategies to be combining things to make them a little bit simpler. Doubles. So 2 times 2 is 4, 3 times 3 is 9, 4 times 4 is 16, 5 times 5 is 25, 6 times 6 is 36, 7 times 7 is 49, 8 times 8 is 64, 9 times 9 is 81. Bottom two problems. What does it mean to combine? Combine means to put together. So anything relating to that would be correct. Give an example, draw a picture, or use combine in a sentence. All right, here's my sentence/example. I combine eggs and flour to make my cake. All right, here's our agenda. Warm up. All right, we just did that. Intro to combining like terms. We're going to do that together. Then you have some practice, and there's some challenge at the end of that practice. If you get through that, we are going to do Y14 on IXL grade 6. It's adding and subtracting like terms up to 80. And there's no homework today if you finish all your practice work. All right, so let's get to our lesson. Go ahead and scroll down to page 3. So let's talk about this. So introduction, let's start with our prior knowledge. Multiplication is the same as repeated what? What is multiplication a shortcut for doing? Yeah, it's a shortcut for addition. Actually, I'm going to use, so I can print this later on. It's a shortcut for repeated addition. You got it. Make this a little bigger. How's that? Better? Okay. All right. So repeated addition. So I want you to draw 5 marbles in each cup. It's a little bit too big. These are not perfect marbles, but get them as close in size as you can. All right, let me try to use my select tool and see if I can move some of these. Doesn't let me move them. No, it doesn't let me move them. Okay, that's okay. That's pretty close. So here's my 5 marbles in each cup. So now, what addition sentence could I use to describe the number of marbles in all? So I know I have 5 here. Does it let me resize them now? Of course it does. Maybe not. It changed its mind. So what addition sentence can I use to describe the number of marbles in all? I've got 5 here, and 5 here. So I can use the addition sentence 5 plus 5 plus 5. What is another way I can write that but using multiplication? Keep in mind, we know multiplication is the same as repeated addition. So what multiplication sentence could I use? Yeah, I can use 3 times 3 times 5. You're right. I could use 5 times 3 as well. You're going to see in a moment why I'm choosing to use 3 first here. All right, let's scroll down a little bit. This time you're going to draw 8 marbles. I'm going to use my drawing tool, and I'm not going to make them that great today. I'm just going to make them little dots or little lines. And these are going to represent my marbles. Okay, notice I'm just making 4 lines and 4 lines to represent those marbles. If you want to use little circles, you can do that. If you want to use the shape drawer, that's okay too. Oops, that one got a little bigger than I hoped. All right, those are my 8 marbles. All right. Make those ones a little bit bigger so you can see them. Okay, so I've got 8 marbles in each of the cups. How many cups are there? 1, 2, 3, 4. So what addition sentence could I use to describe the marbles now? I can use 8 plus 8 plus 8 plus 8. Right? So now what multiplication sentence can I use to describe the marbles? How many cups are there? 4. And there's how many in each? 8. All right, scroll to page 4, please. Well, this time I want you to draw M marbles in each cup. M is a variable. Do you know how many marbles M is? No, it could be any number. It could be 2 marbles. It could be 20 marbles. We don't know. So instead of writing or drawing the marbles in here, what should I put? I'm going to put M. I'm going to put M in each of the cups. And one more. All right. So now what addition sentence can I use? I can use M plus M plus M plus M. Just like we did before. And now what multiplication sentence could I use? Sorry about that. She's barking at the snow. All right. So what multiplication sentence can I use to describe the marbles? Think about what we did before. Go up a little bit. How many cups were there? 4. And how many in each cup? 8. So we did 4 times 8. What do you think we'll do here? Yeah, same thing. 4 cups times m in each one. Wait a minute. Do we know a better way to write this? 4 times m? Ah, we do. I'm going to write it over here. What's another way I can show multiplication happening between 4 and m? How do we write that algebraically? I can write it as 4m. That's the way you're mostly going to see this. Just going to put a circle around this one, because this is how you will usually see this. So let's talk about a couple vocab words. Scroll down a little bit. Combine. So combine, we said, means to put together. Like. If things are like, then what are they? They're the same or similar. In this case, it'll mean the same letter or variable, or both having no variable, they're constants, and to the same power. And a term. A term is the numbers or variables that are separated by, it's usually plus or minus signs. Occasionally it'll be division, but let's stick with this for now, plus or minus signs. So let's look and see down here in this first guided practice section. Let's first just see how many terms are there. I'm going to use my markup tool. Let's see. So I think that's too light to see. Let me try the green. All right. So this first here, this is one term, including this plus sign in front of it. Here's another term. And finally here is a third term. So 1, 2, 3 terms in this one. Okay. All right, I'm going to get rid of those because there's something else we're going to do with them. So I want to write things in the shortest, easiest way possible. Right now it says m plus m plus m. What's a shorter way I can write that? How many m's are there? There's 3 of them. Think about those cups. This is like there's 3 cups or 3 terms here. And there's 1 m in each cup. So I can write that as 3 times m, right? Or 3m. So go ahead and use your text box to write 3m. And the reason we can do that is because these are all like terms, is what they're called. So this is a like term. And this here is a like term. And this last one is a like term. So there are 3 terms there, and they're all like, or they're the same. And that's because they have the same variable to the same power. So m plus m would be 3m. Let's look at the second problem. I'm looking for the same variable. They're both y's. So I have one term here and another term here. So I have 2 terms, and I can combine them. What do you think 4y, and remember, a single y with nothing in front of it means it's 1y. So what do you think 4y and 1y make? Yep. They are going to be 5y when you combine them. I hope you're feeling pretty good about this so far. All right, I'm going to move down a little bit. I'm going to use my markup tool, my text highlighter. I'm using green right now. All right, so again, I have 2K plus 5K plus K. So I'm going to first identify my terms that are like. These are all Ks, so these are all like. Remember, the plus goes with this term here. It's always the sign that's in front of it. So I have 3 terms here that I can combine because they're all Ks. 2K plus 5K plus 1K. Well, 5 and 2 make 7, plus 1 more is 8. So this is going to be 8K. Let's check out here. All right, so I'm looking. I have 4F plus 3F plus 6M plus 4M. Do they all have the same variables? No, this time they don't. So I can only combine what did I just do? I wish there was an undo button. There is. Awesome. There we go. All right, so I'm going to highlight. No, did it again. It thinks I want to highlight everything. Let me try this. Okay. So this is one like term. Just going to leave it for now. That's another like term. And these ones are M. So those are different letters. So I can't use the same color. I'm going to use this one here. All right, that's a 3rd term and a 4th term. So the only ones I can combine are the ones that have the same variable. So let's look. First, let's combine those green ones, the Fs. 4F and 3F, 7F. And 6M and 4M, 10M. Because those are plus 6 and plus 4. Together, that's plus 10. And don't forget your variable M. You see that? 4F and 3F make 7F. 6M and 4M make 10M. Okay, we've got another 2 here to go, and then you're going to try it on your own. All right. Use my markup tool. I'm going to use green to start. I'm looking here. 10W plus 7P plus 2W. Well, my like terms are going to be this and this. And this one doesn't have a like term. So that one's not going to be able to combine with anything else. And that's okay. It doesn't have to. So let's combine the ones we can. 10W and 2W make 12W. And then the 7P comes along for the ride. Put a space here if you want. Helps you see things better. Okay. All right. Let's see. 5G plus 4 plus 8G plus 11. All right. My 5G and my plus 8G, those are like terms because they're both G to the same power. Now notice something. 4 and 11. Neither one of those have a variable. Those are constants. The constants will never change. A 4 will always be a 4. An 11 will always be an 11. Nothing's going to change about those. Whereas a variable, because the G's, their value is going to change depending on the problem. Those are not constants. Think about if someone's constantly talking. That means they're always doing it without stop. So the 4 is always going to be a 4 without stopping. Never going to be anything else. I'm going to use green to identify my 2 constants, which are also like terms. Nope. I think I just messed that up. There we go. So let's go ahead and combine my like terms. I have 4 terms that I'm combining. So 5G and 8G make 13. Sorry, for some reason my computer's glitching there. And 4 plus 11 makes 15. All right, so now it's your turn. I want you to try this section and then pause. So if you're watching the video and doing the lesson, pause the video now and try them out. And a good question, do you have to highlight the same color? You don't have to. Some people also like to just underline them. So you can use the drawing tools and say, okay, B plus B. Remember to highlight the plus sign in front of it too, plus B. So those are like terms. When you get down here, maybe I can use this and that to identify them. That's your choice. But I would like you to write the simplified term. All right, so pause the video and do these 6 problems now. Then hit play and check them. All right, so check out your answers. I put them here in the box. 3B, 9Y, 11Y, 8F plus 16M, 32W plus 33P, 20G plus 33. And check out, I decided to underline mine with the same colors. I really recommend that so you don't accidentally combine like a P and a W. So in algebra, when a number has no variable, it's called a constant. This is because it does not change. Something that's constant or happens constantly happens always the same without stopping. So here we're going to combine all like terms to simplify these expressions. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. So this first one has 6 terms. Then there's 3 terms, 4 terms, 3 terms, 4 terms, 3 terms. So you're combining the terms that you can. Remember, those are the ones with the same variable to the same power. So like my R's, I can combine, and my X's. Remember, when the variable is by itself like this, it just means there's one of it. All right, go ahead and try these problems here. And then hit play to check in. All right, so go ahead and check your answers for these ones here. 3R plus 3X, 5Y plus 5H, 10M, oh, that's 11M, sorry. Okay, so 11M plus 6F, 10S plus 18J, 5E plus 3B, 9P plus 25K, 11Y plus 8W plus 6M, 14D plus, so 14 plus 6 plus 2, it's 22G, and plus 7R. This section is a bit spicy, little bit spicy. But think about this. If I have 12M and I take away 4M, think about what that would be. And some of these are a little bit fractions. Remember to give the fractions common denominators. It might be helpful if there's decimals to convert them to the same terms. Now this section here is a challenge section, so it's optional. You do not have to do this page. All right, if you have extra time, I would recommend doing y14, adding and subtracting like terms. Otherwise, go ahead and submit your work and have a nice day.